WITS is a program that brings together schools, parents, and communities to help young children deal with bullying and victimization. WITS teaches children to walk away, ignore, talk it out, and seek help if they're confronted with an aggressive situation. They learn to use their wits. WITS helps children feel safe at school, on the playground, and at home.
So what he's going to do, he's going to face his problems alone this time. And when someone takes your rights, it's like a tug-of-war. So in this little situation, Reese, you're not telling anybody about your problem, and you're going to face Eric alone. So what I want you to do, Reese, is just, because these are your rights, they belong to you, I just want you to pull Eric across the gym, okay? Tug-of-war, like pull him across the gym. Go ahead. You can pull him back if you want, Eric. You can reel him in.
This rope is part of a special program for grade 4 to 6 students that helps them develop their ability to resolve conflict. It's called WITS Leads, and it stands for Look and Listen, Explore Points of View, Act, Did It Work, and Seek Help, all non-aggressive ways of solving peer conflicts. This is the kickoff to the Leads program. It's called the Tug of Help. Reese represents a child who is trying to deal with bullying on his own, and this university athlete represents someone who is bullying Reese.
Eric, you reel him in. Pull, Reese, pull. Reese, go that way. Hold the rope, hold it tighter. Hold tight. Pull. Come on, Reese, that way. Okay. Hang on a second here. You don't have to get a PA system and broadcast to the world that Eric's taking your rights away. You have to tell one adult that you trust. It might be a playground supervisor. It might be your parent. It might be your school liaison officer. It could be a firefighter. Just saying, I'm concerned about my safety. I'm worried that something could happen because Eric has taken my rights away every day at recess or lunch, right? So what Reese did was he told Monsieur Poulin. What he does then, and we will all do as adults, is we share that information. First person I would probably tell would be Mr. Thomas. Mr. Thomas, could you come on up and help out? And what we'd like to do is we have a bunch of community members here too that are wonderful people and good role models. So we'd like our WITS athletes to come up now. And we'd like a few more teachers to come up and hang on to the rope if you could, please. And anybody else come on up and just hang on to the rope? Let's flex your muscles, Reese. I want to see. See, he's 6'4", over 200 pounds, and he's probably a national team athlete as a rower. It does not matter how big or how strong you are. It matters that you use your brain and you do the right thing. So here's what's going to happen now for these rights. We're going to ask Reese to just see how this little battle, and it's just a battle figuratively. It's not a physical confrontation. He's done the right thing here. So let's see how he does here. So Reese, what I want you to do is see if you do any better on this little tug of war. Go ahead. Pull him across the gym, Eric. Whoa. Great, thank you. That's good. Atta-buddy, Reese. Atta-buddy. Good. Okay, you guys can sit down. You can sit down now. Thanks, Reese. Good.
But I think the message is really around how do we get help, even as an older student? How do we seek support? What can we expect of the support that we seek? I think children really do fear that if they tell somebody, they're going to get into more trouble. And with the bully or with the person who's trying to hurt them. And we're trying to discourage that messaging. We're trying to discourage the idea that you're tattling or that you're ratting. And we're really trying to tell kids, if you seek help and you keep seeking help and you get enough people on your side, the bullying will stop.
The Tug of Help emphasizes the seek help aspect of Leads. The program also includes many strategies for older students to understand problems and to handle conflicts on their own.
The WITS Leads program was really designed around relational victimization, which tends to go up in later elementary school as kids become more socially skilled. They get better at teasing and excluding and worrying about who's going to be friends with whom. So I think where the hitting and shoving and pushing goes down by these older elementary grades, the relational victimization doesn't. It seems to continue to go up. And kids need to learn that you can hurt someone without touching them.
On this day, these grade 4 students are using the book Mr. Peabody's Apples, a story about the power that words have to hurt or help people's reputations.
He picked up the shiniest apple, dropped it in his bag, and continued on his way. Across the street, Tommy Tittlebottom and his friends watched Mr. Peabody, and they were amazed at what they saw. Mr. Peabody had not paid for his apple. They couldn't wait to tell all of their friends, who told their parents, who told their neighbors, who told their friends in the town of Hapville. We're going to stop there for a minute. I want you to think about 2 things that you're going to talk about in your partnership. If that was you peering across the street, what would you be thinking? After you did your thinking, what might you say to your friends that are with you? And when you're ready, turn to your partner and discuss with your partner.
And how he didn't steal the apples? Yeah. And how he paid for them? Yeah, like you just before.
We would be thinking, why is he doing that? And if he didn't pay, we don't have to pay, because, you know, like if older kids, you know, when you go, like if you're like a big sister and your little sister copies what you do,
You look up to them.
you look up to them, and it's like with the kids, you look up to Mr. Peabody.
So what might you say then to your friends as you saw that?
We would say that, hey, come on, let's go get an apple because he didn't, and we'll get it for free.
Good, thank you, Sophia. So, these are WITS Leads pencils. So, Leads, look and listen. The acronym for Leads fits a lot better with grade 4-5, especially exploring viewpoints, acting and listening, and it fits very closely in with the social studies and language arts of being an active listener, understanding what's happening, and how do you react? What are the different types of reactions you could have, and what are those consequences? With your partner, I'll give you 1 minute, and here's what I want you to discuss. I want you to discuss the idea that words are power.
Like, words can hurt your, like, you can be bullied more with words than you can with, like, violence.
When you put an opinion in and someone else says their opinion, that can also change your way of thinking about it.
The WITS Leads program also encourages older students to help younger kids who are having problems with bullying.
WITS Leads, you're helping the littler kids so that they're not being bullied and they can kind of follow up to your path, like, so that they know, like, they'll take you as a role model, kind of.
In grade 4, I was bullied a lot, and WITS wasn't enough. So I sort of needed WITS Leads in a way.
People are starting to trust Mr. Peabody again.
And WITS Leads can strengthen not only individual relationships, but it can have a positive impact on the overall climate in the classroom.
I think it does symbolize how he fixed all up, but it kind of mended crookedly.
This type of program and talking about these things with students helps to build the classroom community, which makes everything down to a math lesson a lot easier if the tone in the classroom is one where students speak about things and know that they're safe to talk about them. I have found that it passes to all things, that they feel safe being a learner in that environment, and the smaller little arguments and senses of the I'm first can start to be put aside and start to build a community.